This is Liberty Prime with Base Builders, and welcome back to Hotel Renovator. And if y'all are enjoying this game, please let me know by leaving a like on this video. And while you're down there, please subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Now, where were we? I've got at least a teeny tiny little bit more brain this time than I did last time. I hope. We're working on our first hotel room, so I'm pretty sure we're still in the tutorial. So let's see what we can do from here. I think that's ceiling.
Perfect.
Ooh, okay.
Now it's time for a new floor and walls. Choose something modern and tasteful.
Yes, I was working on that. I think I already chose the new floor. This carpet is extremely beige, and we should probably go with something similar to that for the ceiling. I still want these little bits of wallpaper to be kind of like the focal point of the room, so we probably should go nice and boring with the ceiling, and it just got a little bit dimmer in here. So I guess we do have nighttime here. That's good to know. We should probably get some lighting going on as well, but presumably we haven't gotten to that part yet. But I've already forgotten how to get into this menu. Okay, yeah, here we go. That would be the right mouse button, and we want to go into ceilings. Oh, I think that there might be some new stuff here. Oh, yeah, I think that I possibly did a little bit of an upgrade in terms of what kind of DLC I've got. So let's... No, we're not. No. Just no. No to all of this. Yeah, no. Hope I didn't spend too much money on this. I don't think I did. Yeah, we're not doing any of that, so let's get out of that. Well, I didn't mean to get all the way out of that. Okay. This is futuristic ceiling set. The previous was kawaii ceiling set, which I'm going to just not do that from now on. Steampunk ceiling set. That's a little bit more promising, at least for my tastes. Yeah, none of these are going to really work in this room, but there may be something in the future that goes well with this. What am I even seeing here? Well, yeah, some other time, maybe. I could see it happening. Did it with this. This would make a nice wallpaper as far as I'm concerned, but certainly not what I'm looking for in a ceiling. Okay. I could just plain old paint it. Let's check out the tiles and patterns. Oh yeah, these are all still locked. Not sure how I unlock them, but we'll figure that out eventually. And this, yeah, this just doesn't go with this wallpaper at all. Neither does that. That is, okay. That's kind of boring, and I mean, I am going for boring, but don't know if I'm going for quite that boring. Can I maybe find some ceiling lights before we get to this part? Let me get out of this, and yeah, we might just not have. We don't seem to have the option yet, so I guess I am stuck doing some ceilings here. Okay, we're gonna go back to this, and this doesn't really look. Well, I guess these are just tiles that are the size of this square, as are these. I'm not seeing any distinction other than I guess these are a little bit deeper. Yeah, none of this is blowing my hair back here. Let's just maybe try some paint, and I guess it got bright again, so maybe it's already morning. That was fast. Okay, let's, okay. I think we're going with some paint for the moment. We're going for some nice boring paint for the moment. Boy, you are, you're looking like you're just the same texture with a color slapped on top of it. I don't know if that's what I wanted to do. Let's just do it for a few, okay. All right, that's a little bit better than I was thinking, but not going with quite that boring of a color. Let's see, maybe something like this. It's really hard to judge it against the floor when it's so far divided. Let's go over here and maybe we can get a little bit better of a view. Hope the paint, yeah, okay, the paint is just 1 coin's worth, or $1 or whatever. I mean, that is pretty much mimicking the floor. Let's see. It's such bad lighting in here at the moment. It already went back to nighttime that fast? No. Ooh. Where does the time fly off to? Let's wait about 3 seconds and maybe it'll get to be daylight again. My goodness, am I on fast forward somehow? Well, oh well, we'll just keep going with this for a little while longer. I still want to try out a few different colors. But I can't tell any difference at the moment from those two. Okay, it's maybe daylight for a few seconds. I'm just gonna have to. This is confusing me, y'all. Let's see. Let's get out of the tab menu. I'm gonna try a slightly darker colors. That might be much darker than I wanted it to be. Yeah, that's. Boy, that's. Let's just try it real quick. That. That might go alright with both things. I'm just gonna try a larger portion. See what I think. Come on, let's do this a little bit more tidily. Let's get this over here too. Please stay daylight for more than 3 seconds. Why are you going so quickly? I can't tell what I'm doing here. When can I put some lights up? Okay, maybe if I just hurry through this, I can always go back and redo it later on with a different, hopefully cheap paint color. Because I am not at all pleased with my ability to judge anything without some ceiling lights. Why on earth is time passing so quickly, though? And is there a way that I can... Okay, I've got the option of Q and E. I wonder if that'll let me do a larger portion. Oh, no, what? No, I don't like that. I think I was like spray painting or something. Yeah, I don't want that. No wonder it cost more. It was a weird new effect. Okay, let's get back in here and I definitely... Okay. Can we just go back to the normal stuff that's not 31, whatever? Okay, this is... Okay, apparently there are just 2 things to choose between. One is the little spray paint effect that we just had, and the other is $5 worth. What am I doing differently there? I'm confused, y'all. I don't like this. Don't like... Okay, I seem to only have 2 choices. That was $1 worth. Maybe it was just telling me that I had added up to $5 worth. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better, and it's temporarily brighter. Yeah, I'm still just going with this paint color until we can do something other than painting the ceiling, because it turns rosy at the drop of a hat, and I mean, I do like rosiness, but I don't think it goes too well with that yellow on the walls. But we're just going to keep on speeding through this. I was hoping very much that I could cover a larger swath with some other option, but I cannot, so we'll go with what is. Just try to draw a little bit faster with this pencil. Oh, I feel my brain just trying to stop kicking in here. But we're gonna convince the brain to stick around through this somehow. And we're going to keep on very slowly coloring in the ceiling, and hopefully we can move on to something else once we're done with this. And now that I'm seeing it in my peripheral vision, I realize that I definitely need to do some work on that bathroom. Okay, that's good enough for the moment. We'll do something later on. But let's get out of there, and maybe it will tell me to do something else. Okay, I've got the ceiling. I've got the floor. I would love it if the tutorial would let me move on, but maybe it's just complaining that I haven't done this bathroom yet. So let's get over to the wall options. Why are you being difficult to... Okay. And, well, since apparently I have new stuff, let's try going over here and ignoring the Halloween stuff, because it's quite a few months away. We have steampunk wallpaper, and it's going to be pretty much the same options that we had for the ceiling. So we've looked at all of this. It's good to know that I have them as wallpaper options, but still not what I'm looking for. I think tile goes pretty well with the bathroom, wouldn't you say? And I don't want to be too adventuresome with the tile pattern. Let's see what our options are. Oh, I keep trying the arrow keys to make that happen. That's kind of what I was picturing, honestly. And I would still really love to have the option of lighting. At least we still have this lamp in here, so that will help us out a little bit. Okay. Basically, what I was trying to do is, judge this color against what's in there, but it's so dark out there that I cannot judge. I feel like I have missed the ability to set something. But, while I'm thinking about it, let's get the room going. And apparently I'm so distracted by oh, come on, do it. There we go. Apparently I'm just so distracted by the the changing of the daytime and nighttime that I have just, my brain is busy with that part. I'm just so weirded out by the whole thing. But during our brief moment of sunlight, let's try to judge that ceiling color. I mean, I was hoping it would be at least a little bit more different than the carpet, but it's a good enough color. It's good enough for now. I'm just going to go back to trying to pick out some tiles. Let's see. All right, we had this as an option. This actually does look kind of bathroomy, and that color is even not too terrible for us. I'd really kind of like to have, something different on top than what's on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to try to remember this one and just come back to it later. Oh, the small tiles could work as well. That's a little bit too big. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm picturing here, but mostly I just know that I haven't seen it quite yet. Okay, this is just going to be a whole bunch of different types of tiles, which is kind of a cool effect, actually. Not crazy. Ooh, boy, it sure did get dark out there. Not sure that I'm crazy about the effect, but we're just trying to go through and see what all we've got, which is a very limited options. I like the way this looks reasonably well, and I like the colors reasonably well. I don't necessarily want to have it all this color in here, though. But you know what? Let's try putting these in, and I probably should have checked some of the other colors, but this is probably about my best bet anyway. This is costing me a decent amount of money, but okay, yeah. But I keep being thrown by the fact that the 36 or 40, 44 is popping up and thinking that I'm spending that per tile, which I'm definitely not. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's not super cheap, but it's not terrible. This is just me trying to get all this covered up as quickly as we can. And then I will try to pick out something more interesting for the bottom. It might not even be a tile. I would love to have something a little bit, less busy below it. I'd love to have something, maybe like a stone, or even just leaving this brick, but I don't think I'm going to be allowed to do that. But maybe once I've got this this bathroom done, at least as much as the part out there is done, maybe it will give me some new tiles well, tiles is not what I was trying to say. Tiles are just on my brain because of this. some new tools that we can deploy and, maybe, for example, put in lighting in the outer room, maybe even some furniture. That would be new and exciting. But let's see, other, of course, we can't. Not interested in the kawaii or the future. I haven't even looked at the futuristic stuff. Yeah, I hope I didn't pay much for this pack, honestly, because I'm not terribly thrilled with it. But oh well, what's done is done. Alrighty, we could do some wallpaper, but that's very unlikely to be what I'm looking for. Let's see. Okay, well, yeah, it's just going to be the same as what is out there. All right. We could do some paint, but that again is definitely not what I'm after. Let's revisit these ceramics and consider. See, that's probably not going to do it. I do kind of like the idea of it being sort of a golden color, but that's not going to go well with these tiles up here. That's, well, let me play around with the tab. Yeah, this is, no, that just didn't work with it. Maybe I should do something along these lines. Just some nice big boring stuff. Let's see what color options we have. That's a little bit darker than I was after. Let's see. What about you? You might kind of work, but you don't look great against that. Let's just keep on going through a little bit further. I was looking for something, a light yellowy orange. I'm not sure that I'm going to have that option. Let's just keep on scrolling through a little bit further. That's kind of golden. You are far too greedy. Did I already go through all of them? I'm used to having many more options than this, based on that carpet. I don't know if y'all remember that carpet atrocity, but there were just, far, far, far too many options. Well, that's kind of golden. That is kind of what I was looking for, but it's too dark. Let's see. Oh, now that's interesting. Suddenly it's got a little bit more texture to it. I like that thought. Don't like the color, but I like the thought. Come on, give me something I can work with. Apparently this is going to be my clip. I think we are perhaps back to the beginning. This might... It's nice and boring, but it might be our best bet. Let me go just a little bit for... Whoa, boy, I hate to leave this. I'm going to put in this small course just so that I can come back to it later. But yeah, I wanted to see... Okay, yeah, we do have a few more options. Oh, this might be a little bit interesting. Let's do a couple of these, and let's do this even lighter version of it. Because that's got... Well, some of the other versions of this seem to have a little bit of texture to them. This goes well with the carpet that I'm seeing through the door. That would probably... Or this more golden version might go a little bit better with the wallpaper out there, but from inside here, you can see very little of that wallpaper. Let's see. Just a little bit further down the menu. This is quite the long menu. And I don't want to get too far away from that thing that I was willing to go with. Are you any different from anything that I've seen? I was probably getting close to the beginning there, so I'm going to go back to this one that I kind of liked well enough, which was a little bit further, possibly, yeah, this or this. But you know what, okay, I'm going to leave that there and hope that I can re-find it when I get back into it. I just wanted to see what the other options for the larger tiles was. And maybe we should go with some slightly smaller tiles. Okay, let's check the colors. Oh, I'm a little bit scared. because I don't want it to lose track of where I was. That's going to be similar to this. So let's put this over here. And actually, let's put some smaller ones right underneath the busier tiles to compare and contrast. Maybe. Okay, let's see if I can find a lighter version of this. I am seeing some nice texture to some of them, but it's only going to work if I can find the right color. Wait, have we been here before? No, we haven't. Okay, that's kind of close to that, and maybe I should put it down as a maybe over here. But it's not going to look great against that carpet. Let's see. Let's just keep on scrolling through a little bit more. It's really hard to tell when I'm out of options, if that makes sense. We might have been here before. I've lost track by now. And see, I love this little extra texture part. I think that this is giving me the exact same color options as the larger tiles, so let's just do that. And I thought that I had gone... Oh, I can't go back over it without destroying it. Yeah. So big or small, that's the main question here. And yellow or beige. I'm thinking maybe the lighter color just because of the bathroomness of it all. So now we're down to large or small, or maybe some weird mixture of both. I could do like the larger ones and the smaller ones and the larger ones, or something like that. Yeah. Huh. Well, anyway, for one thing, let's go ahead and get out our crowbar here. And destroy most of what we got. Because I think I'm going to go with either that or that. So let's get rid of this and this. And do a little bit of this. Oh, I don't want to accidentally get rid of these tiles, though. So I'm going to have to be a little bit picky here. A little bit less picky here. Okay, phew. Didn't hate that yellow, but I just keep looking at this carpet back here and thinking we should probably sort of go with it at least a little bit. But now, okay, I'm trying to look in isolation at the larger and the smaller tiles. Let's do just a little bit more of this so that I got the two to compare. And it's suddenly all bright in here for about 4 seconds worth. Okay, I'm going to go down further and waste a little bit of money so that I've got a better amount to go by. And it's interesting what it does to the brick when I apply things. This weird shadow that suddenly seems to appear. Anyway, let's go over to this, and then I think this was the other color. Yeah, okay. That appears to be the other color. Let's get it at a slightly larger scale. Alrighty, that is one option. I wish that the grout lines weren't quite so wide. These are the narrower grout lines, but I don't know. I like the narrow grout lines with the wider tiles. Oy vey. I'm curious what it would look like to have just this middle tile here, or maybe, you know, the wider ones on top, something like that. Let's start over here and do that real quick. Might as well get a little bit creative with this whole thing. Okay, now do I have the correct color selected? Yes, I do. Hopefully this is the correct color. Now let's try to see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Well, I think for now I'm just going to go with the wider ones. Might regret it later, but I can always, you know, tear stuff out and just live with my mistakes to some degree. Let's see. We're gonna just do piece by piece here for a little while because this is all me being concerned about accidentally destroying some of this tile, which probably wouldn't be the end of the world anyway, but hey, neither will getting the broom deployed again. Alrighty, let's get back into our tiling and make sure that we got the right kind selected. This seems to be the right kind. And hopefully I don't hate this. And it would be lovely if I could put a little ridge of tile right here between the two. That would do some offsetting of some sort. And we're also going to be wanting to go with a tile floor here. So I need to start thinking about what I should do for that. Possibly I'll just do more of the blue stuff that we've got up here. That might make the best sense. Come on, be done. All right, I think we're done. That's at least, I don't know, a little bit interesting. Let's get that broom out real quick here. And, oh, all right, yeah, I managed to get the stuff back here with that single swipe as well. Okay, let's get onto the flooring, and I wish that I had more options for these things. I have a feeling that it won't be too much longer before I'm able to get that. I'm not going to be putting carpet in this, so... Okay, I think ceramic tiles was our main option. And let's see, we're not going to go with any of these other more interesting ones. I think it's either this, this hexagon stuff like up here or nothing. Or I guess maybe these tiny little tiles. Let's just go through that real quick and see if we can get a matching blue. Which this is not. And oh, it's hard to see that against what I've got on the walls. Yeah, we need to be bluer. Let's see. Maybe not quite that blue. Maybe about like this. That's actually, well, at least from a distance, it looks a little bit better than I would have expected. Let's try doing just a little bit of it and then maybe wait about 8 seconds until it's daylight again. That actually, I like it better than I was thinking I would. Yeah, let's just go with it. And I need to just go with things a little bit more in this playthrough. Rather than spending hours and hours just fretting over what the perfect flooring for this thing is. Let's not do that. Let's just say good enough. Okay, so I have got all of that done,
Now for the most pleasant part. Furnishing.
Yes,
Let's start
thank
with
you.
beds.
Although I need to
Guests
do the
need to
ceiling
have something
still.
to sleep on after all.
Okay, yeah.
We'll
All right.
also need chairs and a nice little table, so the whole room's appealing to look at.
Can I put in some lighting too, please? I would love to. Okay, be gone. I'm done with you now. I guess I'm not. Okay. Press Q or E to rotate object by 90 degrees. Hold Q and E to rotate it smoothly. Highlight already placed item with the reticle and press space. You can switch between the material and color by switching tab. Okay, that's good. So even once I have plonked something down, I can still change it a little bit. Alrighty. Good to know. But now can I change the ceiling, please? Let's get, oh, okay, we do have at least one new menu. Surprisingly hard to mount. Okay, why was that red for a second? Anyway, sorry, I'm busy. I'm trying to get some ceiling down, and I think we'll just go with the exact same color that we had out here. Because that's the easiest way to do it. And because I can always change it later on if it starts bugging me too much. I need to just remind myself of that. Nothing here is permanent. I can just go ahead and go with something ever so often. Okay. Now let's see if we have any lighting options in this furniture menu, because look at how fast that moon is zooming past. Oh, that's just silly. Did I accidentally hit some fast forward key somewhere? I'm hitting like 1 and 0, just in case that I actually did do that. But anyway, I can't worry about it too much right now. But we do have a whole lot of nice furniture options here. Okay, do we have lighting options though? Let's scroll through and see if anything looks like lighting. Well, no. Don't really think curtains are going to help me get more lighting in here. Let's just go ahead and go with the bed. This kind of seems like a no-brainer spot for a bed, although we could have the headboard back here on this wall, or we could have it over here somewhere. And either actually seems like a decent option. I would love to have a table by these windows somewhere. Let's go ahead and, okay, let's see what bedding options we have. We might not be able to do too much in terms of a larger bed. Well, this already comes with almost the right color of blanket. Presumably we can change that though. I do want a double bed. That seems like a good idea in a hotel room. Aren't they usually at least queen-size beds? And that seems to be the end of our options. See, so either this one or this one, or was there something else back here? Yeah, this is also an option. Yeah, I neither particularly like nor particularly hate any of them. Other than the blanket. Don't like that. Let's see what it looks like over here. Yeah, let's Q and D. That leaves a little bit of room for a bedside table on either side. But let's keep going, or let's make sure that we've looked at all of our bedding options. There's this one. This one I would like if it were, a double bed or queen size or whatever. But this one, or this one, or this one, which is big and plonky, and it doesn't seem to be leaving me as much room on either side. I do like the chunkier style, but I think I would only be able to use that one if I were to turn it this ways. And I think I do want to have the headboard here. Ooh. Let's see. I keep using the wrong key or button or mouse wheel to try to make this work. That's kind of nice, and it's skinny enough. See, where was that other one that was? Oh, yes. Once again, the left and right. Well, A and D are not going to do the trick. I might just go with this one. It's kind of nice and boring, and hopefully I can go ahead and change that bedding soon. Oh, I wasn't even looking at the price of these. Okay, yeah, all of the double beds are $500, so I guess I was going for $500 worth either way. And I should be able to. Oh no, I'm trying to select you. No, okay, now maybe I can select you. Okay, there we go. Now, how is that? Okay, I edit it by hitting space. This is me just trying to center it. And now this is me trying to put it back down. No, what? No, what did I just do? I didn't mean to. I think I accidentally just sold it. Oh, I just wanted to stop picking it up. My goodness. Oh well. Now I have learned a thing to not do next time. I apparently have not learned to stop using the arrow keys. Let's see. Where was the bed that we picked? And I'm just going to do all my centering before I select it. Okay. Yeah, I think that I might have just accidentally sold that one. All right. I'm scared to do anything to you. Okay, I'm going to select it. No, no. Okay, I would like to select you. Yeah, I accidentally held to sell. I'm gonna hit spacebar to edit it. Okay. Okay. this is not editing it in the way that I want it to. I don't want to move it. I want to change the colors of it. Okay. Too many things going on at once. Not sure that I like any of these possibilities, though. That's way too boring against the carpet. Let's see. Can I stop moving you, though? I would love to stop moving you. Let's see. I kind of want to get further away from you. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to dare to just hit the left mouse button again. And I'm going to try real hard to... No, I can't edit you, or I cannot just edit you. I have no choice but to be able to pick you up while I'm editing you. But at least I can back off a little bit. Not sure why it's snapping to the wall there. Anyway, let's... Very distracting. I'm going to try to find some sort of pattern that kind of goes with the wall, because I don't think I like the completely plain ones either. Not against the carpet. None of these patterns really seem like they go with the deer thing that I've got going on. Yeah. I'm fine with a boring pattern. A more boring pattern than that. Ooh. Didn't mean to scroll quite so fast there. Don't like that. That might be good enough. Let's see what colors we can do here. Don't really like any of these yet. That kind of works. There's all this menu in the way. I can't really tell if it works. It's a little bit too light overall. I'm not sure that I like the white background, but I'm not sure that I'm going to have a better option. Well, man, that almost kind of works. Although, no surprise here, it's kind of hard to tell in the current lighting. Yeah, I might come back to that one. What else have we got? Quite a few other things. Don't think I want to go with a blue. I would like to have something kind of yellowy. Let's just keep on scrolling here. No. Let's see. Yeah, that was a no as well, but if it were a darker sort of goldish color, that would work. So offer me that option. No, that's not the option I was looking for. Getting a little bit closer, but still so much no. Quite a bit of no. We might be back around to something we've already seen, but... Hey, there's some eye-watering stuff going on up in here. Come on, give me something that I can just say good enough to. There are so many options here, y'all. Yeah, okay, I might go with this. Not that. This. That black and yellow. Okay, like I said, I can live with that. I'm not sure if that's the same one that I could live with before, but I'll live with this one. Not really what I had in mind, but good enough. Ooh, alrighty. Let's get back over to the furniture. And let's see what else we can pick out here. You know what? I think I would like to maybe put a big old armoire over here. What all? Well, let me look at the top right here. Okay, I need one bed. I need one dresser. I assume that's a table and a chair and a couch and another table, an armchair, and yes, I do need an armoire. And I need what I'm guessing are shelves, 2 of them. Okay, when we need 2 dressers and 2 chairs. So So, all right, let's try to semi-quickly pick out an armoire. Let's do it over here near the window where for several seconds at a time I'll be able to see something. It's kind of a blessing that there's not a whole lot of choices here. Might just go as simple as I can, and that's pretty simple. Oh yeah, I think I would kind of like to match the wood over here. You are not matching the wood over here. Maybe, and I don't have any options either. Okay, let's see. Give me something similar here. Oh, you are expensive. I want to not like any of these because they're expensive. Although I didn't really notice what the other ones cost. That's very light. I mean, very dark. I think there was one that was almost the right color of wood. Did I imagine that? Maybe I was thinking of this one, but in this current amount of light, that's not the right color. That's not really the right color either, but I should possibly look at the shape of it. Oh, yeah, yeah, and I was meaning to check what the prices are. They might all be the same prices. Yeah, they all seem to be $100. But we could go with either black or brown. Might just go with this nice kind of boring one. I like the looks of this one a little bit better. Oh, but I'm distracted by the fact that I can't find the right color of wood. Let's see if we can scoot you around. And I don't know for sure that I want to go ahead and... Wait, close what door? What happens when I click F? Nothing happens when I click F. That door is... well... Ooh. Okay, let's go through these one more again. Maybe this is one that I was thinking of. Maybe I've already seen this one over here. Surely I have. Let's rotate you a little bit more. Yeah, okay, I honestly don't hate that. It's sort of the closest match to the wood that I've found yet. And it leaves a space for something over here. I'm not sure if there's anything I actually need to put over there, but... well, we'll find out. Maybe we can put like some sort of little luggage holder or something like that. Or a lamp, or I don't know. Well, we'll figure that part out later. Let's go on with some other furniture. It has about a nice table for that window. Oh, well, that's not what I was expecting to find here. I was going for something where maybe like the table goes here and then there's a chair on either side, something like that. That is a teeny tiny little table. Not at all what I was expecting. Maybe I am not in the correct... I mean, these are all coffee tables as far as I can tell. Yeah, not what I was going for right here in front of the window. So let's go back and try this other style of table. Yeah, that is a table. Okay, this is a little bit more what I had in mind. Ooh, that's quite a big table. Yeah, boy, I'm going to have to go with all sorts of different wood tones here, so hopefully one of them makes sense with the other ones. Use at least a wood tone. Well, no, I don't hate that. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, and I should also pay attention to the prices, although I still have enough money so far. Keep having to go back and forth. I want to see what it looks like over here, and I want to see what it looks like over here. Let's see. Maybe you match this furniture. No, not really. Now, why are you red? Maybe this is like part of some pack that I downloaded, or DLC of some sort. Kind of like that shape, but not the color, not surprisingly. Yeah. I mean, I guess I shouldn't mind that they're a little bit big. But the main thing I mind for that one is that it's too light. that may or may not match this over here. Let's wait for our 4 seconds of sunlight. Yeah, that does kind of match-ish. Let's go back just a little bit further. Well, we've got several more seconds or instants or something of daylight. Now, I would kind of like this table to be a little bit longer, or I could just pull it out from the window a little bit more. Don't hate this. And I kind of like the black because it's, at the very least, it's going with part of our bedspread. And I probably going to need to adjust to the fact that there's just going to be all sorts of different colors of wood up in here. Okay, this is a maybe. There was a maybe under the, I think it was like called Ephesus or something. Well, and we could just go with black. That is kind of deep, but we've got plenty of room to get around it, I think, if we need to. Let's see. And this might wind up being a terrible idea of how to put of where to put the table, because we might be required to put other things. We've still got to make room for a couch, for example. So maybe I should try putting this over here. And maybe I can go with that smaller table then, that I did actually kind of like the color of, but I also kind of like the color of this reasonably well, because I liked that black. Okay, time yet again to fish and cut bait and all them other things. So I'll just go with this, and I will also start thinking about some chairs that go with it, because I think that might be our next step. Okay, we've got the bed. We need to do 2 dressers. Presumably that's going to be what I use as a bedside table. Hopefully I can find a nice small one for that. But anyway, we're going with some chairs. You know, that's an awfully big table for these smallish chairs. I might want to actually sell the table that I just bought. Let's look at a few more chairs just to see what happens. See, we're going to go backwards here for a second. Yeah, kind of like those, but like it bothers me that I have no control over the colors. Oh, well, I'm going to try hitting. Oh, okay, yeah, I do have control. Silly me. Alrighty. So I'm just going to. Okay, you know what? I'm going to actually sell this table. Oh, no. Okay. This cost me $60. Let's find out how much we get when we sell it. Oh, I looked in the wrong spot. I don't know whether or not I got my money back for that. 95,654. Maybe I can figure it out when I'm editing this video. Anyway, let's go back into the smaller. Well, let's go back into the tables and pick out a smaller table, because all of these chairs were way too small. And now that I know that I can actually, edit things, that's very helpful. And I will go with a smaller little setup. And you know what? I'm kind of tempted by these larger round tables, but where was that one that was small, or I thought it was too small at the time, but on second thought I have changed my mind. I believe it was this one. And I'm going to edit it. And yes, we have options. Okay, alrighty then. And now I can pull it over here and try to make it match the bed. Oh, I'm excited. Let's see. This might be a good wood for it. I think, well, let's see. Let's see if we can match whatever wood is down here. And I don't want to spend years and years doing it. I kind of wish that I could sort of like eyedropper to use this same wood on this same table, or on this table. Might go with something kind of boring for the wood. Let's see. I should probably make sure that I'm looking at all of my options, because, options are definitely going to be a thing for me in here, y'all. Yeah, I think we've already checked that. That's what it came with. And of course we lost our light. Oh, goodness. That's going to drive me nuts. But, okay, let's get into tab and just see what colors we can do here. Definitely not one of those. We want it to be a little bit darker. Have I got that option? You might be about correct. Cannot tell. I'm going for darker. Let's see. Ooh, Okay, when I was in tab, I was seeing different color options here. Hmm. I'm confused. Which should shock no one at this point. Well, you kind of match. I don't know. Maybe I should just go with something that doesn't really match all that well, like that. But let's. Eh, hmm. Let's not do exactly what I just did, whatever that was. Were we here? Let's. Ooh, I'm trying to sort of match the basic idea of this wood down here, but let's just go with something that goes reasonably well with it. Yeah, I did play this game for quite a while before, long before. But I have apparently forgotten everything that I ever knew about it. Let's see. Let's keep on going. That might be just close enough. Let's go just a little bit darker here. Yeah, just a little bit more, which seems to be the theme of this game. Yeah. Oh, I can't not tell. And I can get over here and still not tell. I think I want a much more boring type of wood. Let's see. Not quite that boring, but boring. You might be as boring as I can get. That's not as boring as it looked. Yeah, maybe this is the boring option. Alrighty. Oh, goodness. I'm sick of this. Let's just go with something here. I don't like none of you. Yeah, I want a lot less grain. And I want to see what you look like over here. Definitely not the right thing. I think I'm going to have to go with this style of wood. Or possibly just black paint. Let's just go with black paint. That might be the best bet here. Oh, no, I didn't mean to. Okay. Well, I didn't mean to put that down, so at least this time I will check and see what it cost me. Let's see. Well, how much did this table cost me? Actually, you know what? Since I do want this, no. Let's get out of there. Okay, I have selected this. I'm going to space to edit. Okay. I was going to check and see how much I would get by selling it, but instead we're just going to change the color of it. See, are you black? I cannot tell. I don't think you were. You look much more black. So we're just going with a little smallish black table over here. After all of that drama. And yes, it must be pronounced drama. Okay, let's pick some seats. And then we might call it for the episode after we've just picked out some seats. We never did solve the lighting problem, but I think we gotta stick with what we can here. Don't hate the chair. Do kind of hate that chair. Going for kind of bland, if I'm honest. And I'm probably gonna go for this bright yellow color over here, which I may not have mentioned it before, but yellow is actually my least favorite color. Ooh, that's quite the chair. I will probably use something like that in some other future thing, but let's see. if I could make the chair legs, well, let's see how much control we have over the chair legs. This is kind of a comfy looking seat. Okay, let's see how much editing capacity we have. We might not have any capacity to change the color of the feet of this. So I'm just going to go right back and see if we can find something where perhaps the main color it works a little bit better for me. Okay, well, at the very least, this has got darkish legs. That might be our best bet with that. Yeah, because yeah, I only have control over the fabric, so I think I'm going to go with this guy, and this I will definitely not leave at what is actually one of my favorite colors. Yeah, I like the fabric well enough. We're just going to go with something obnoxious and yellow. Let's see. A nice golden tone of yellow. And, oh boy. You got to get up real close to tell that it's not just a solid color. Which, hey, that could work for us. Come on, give me some nice obnoxious yellow. Come on. There's got to be at least one in here. Come on. Maybe I'll have to go with a different fabric or whatever to get what I'm going for. Because he was definitely not it. He was much closer to it than I would have expected. Well, that's a bit of a yellow, at least. Kind of works against it. That's a maybe. Let's take a quick look at some different fabric here. Wrong direction. Yeah, see, I don't want to be quite that interesting with it. All right, well, that might be able to, I might be able to get just a plain old color off of that, but let's go just a little bit further. And I'm sort of looking at it against this. Yeah, see, that's going to be just nice basic fabric. That's nice basic lame or something like that. Don't want to be quite that interesting with it. And I'm not sure why I kept on going through this menu. Let's get back to the nice basic fabric type stuff. He was looking surprisingly basic. Yeah, let's maybe try that on for size. Just give me something nice and yellow. You are not nice and yellow. You are distractingly gray. Sure didn't look distractingly gray from the menu. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let's get out of this one. Let's go back to those plain old fabric ones. You was pretty close to plain old fabric. You was also pretty close to plain old fabric. So let's try this one for a second. Keep some nice. I probably went the exact wrong direction for this one. You are almost there. You look like a pretty good match. And yellow is still my least favorite color, but we can go ahead and go with this one for now. Oh, no, no. I just wanted to put a second one of these down. I need to remember that Q and E are a thing. And oh, I'm just so tempted to keep on plonking down furniture now. And also to adjust the placement of the furniture. And I'm going to do just a tiny little touch of that because this is too far into the table. Oh, nope, nope, nope. I just want to get out of that and move this back a little bit. And now that one's back even further. Well, I do want them to be just a little bit further apart. I should probably find something to line it up against. But, well, you know what? There's so much more that we're going to be able to do with this room eventually. And eventually we might be able to figure out the lighting problem. But I think we might stop for the moment. Oh, I just want to keep on going, though. Well, anyway, hopefully I will see all of y'all in the next one, and we will eventually make quite a bit more room up in here, including some much more interesting bathroom furnishings. But I will see y'all in the next one, hopefully. This has been Liberty Prime with Base Builders. And if y'all have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like on it. And if you want to keep up with whatever else we do to this room, please do subscribe while you're down there. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.